Why didn't Deegan get penalized? Okay. And you just explained it perfectly. We have video to support why he didn't. Clear as day. Roll that video, Hector. All right. Walk us through, RV.
Yeah, as we're watching, we got is that
That's Marchbanks. That's
yeah,
Marchbanks.
Marchbanks. Yep, yellow flag. You got Haiden right there in the middle, VL in the back, and I think that's your teammate there. But see, Haiden rolls. So does.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Why didn't he get roll that again, Hector? He comes around the corner. Everything is good. Okay, yellow flags. There's no red cross flags on the takeoff of the jump. Of this next jump, if you're watching. Okay, they double back across, and then there's a red flag. So from that point on, you're basically
wheels on the ground.
That's right. No doubling allowed. Single. So that is why Deegan was not penalized. He did nothing wrong. He landed where the red cross flag rules went into effect. And so to all the fans, that's why.
Yep. No, for sure. And I think in the broadcast watching it, because obviously I watched it, and it was a little it was chaotic, and it wasn't confusing. It was chaotic, and the angles of the camera and things like that. So I could totally understand how some of you thought that Haiden should have been docked along with Seth, and why wasn't Haiden docked? Well, that right there is exactly why, because Haiden did not jump the double after the red cross. And he was quick on his feet. He didn't make that mistake.
Yep. Yeah. That you wonder, because I go back to the 450 class last year, RV, with Jet and Hunter, how basically they tied, and Jet won the SMX World Championship because he beat his brother on the last race, last moto. And you wonder if those 5 points are going to rear their head, at Vegas. Maybe if something happens to Deegs, which I wouldn't bet. I wouldn't bet against, because he's pretty buttoned down. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how it plays out. But hopefully that gives everyone some clarity on the red cross flag. Again, RV and I have been pretty outspoken on it, and I definitely think there needs to be a remedy. I know everyone's working hard to try to figure it out. I'm all for comms. RV, you're for comms. I think that
RC, we've talked about it enough, and also too the way we could we could plug and play the fans, or the fans that are sitting on TV. If we had a little bit of comms, I love the comms idea for the practice. When you're coming down, hey, go 3 clicks softer, hey, go 3 clicks stiffer, like the way you could integrate the fans from a TV perspective, I think would be insane. Obviously we already see it with 4-wheel racing. I think that could be something really cool, to be able to hear what the riders are relaying to the mechanics or the technicians. I think it only elevates our sport to that next level also.
Hammaker, 100%. I was looking at my notes here. Hammaker had a gnarly crash in practice. Dude, that was like, I hate seeing stuff like that. And then, of course, Juju had a bad one, got injured in that same spot, the only Supercross portion of the track right there in that rhythm lane. Juju, thinking about you if you haven't. He made a post on his Instagram. So hopefully he'll be all right, and it's not as bad as what could have been. Obviously, it's not ideal. All right, there we go. Haiden 50 points, Joe Shimoda -8, Hammaker -16, Vial 17. Down the list. Volan, look at Volan, dude. Max Volan's done a great job this year, and that's crazy when you consider he's got his rear brake he uses it by hand. Could you?
I know, dude.
Could you pull that off, dude?
I don't know. I mean, I think as a racer, right? Like, no, I couldn't pull it off now in my brain, thinking about how he does that. But if these great riders, they figure out how to stay on the motorcycle and race the way and do the sport that they love. And, with I think what is a dislocated hip is a nerve injury and things like that. So he doesn't have much feeling in his right foot. So, Bob over at actually ASV developed and built a handbrake that goes, I believe it's on top of the clutch lever, that he's able to use basically the clutch and the rear brake with his 2 individual fingers, which is pretty insane. The what you have to do to also to ride it's one thing to race outdoors with a handbrake like that, but Supercross is a whole nother level. You know, as much as you're tapping the rear brake, which means you got to pull the clutch in and the rear brake at the same time, you know, time those things. So yeah, very impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think next weekend, or pardon me, this weekend in St. Louis, it's going to be important for those guys. It's important for everybody, but they've got to find a way to not let Haiden win, because if he does win this weekend, double points with that lead he already has, it's going to be
it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, even with the triple points in Vegas.
Hi, folks. Lee Diffie from NBC Sports. If you enjoyed what you just watched, well, it's time to bring the action and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel. You can have it all: news, highlights, interviews, and analysis. So go for it.